Oh, yeah. It is a soothing day here on Plate and Ponder with Jen and Chris Fenton. We are in 50 countries, 50, around the world, and we're looking for 51, 52, and 53 because today we have one of the greatest guests I could ever imagine, which is even up there with my wife, Jen Fenton, who is not with us. But in her place is the great KAYLIE Ryan Fenton. All 19 years of her freshly home for spring break from Tulane University, Tulane, the Green Waves. Give a shout out, KAYLIE Fenton.
Hi guys. I'd like to shout out all of my Tulane friends.
Wait, all of them?
All of them.
Well, you know what? For that, we gotta get off the music here, which I had on. We're gonna stop that, right? Oh no, it's still going. Wait, what's going on with the music here? Oh, it's finishing up. Oh, I love it. Okay, and now we're gonna get to the applause button so that we can go. Who are we saying hello to?
My Tulane friends, but specifically, Francie and Brady for letting us all stay at their houses this spring break.
Shout out to Brady and Francie. And
the rest of them. But
and the rest of them.
Yeah.
Who's the rest of them? Give some other names.
Brady, Francie, shout out to Goldie. She's
Goldie
my
in the
next
house.
year.
Yes.
Shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Emmy. She's here all the way from New York.
You know what would be great about Emmy?
Not done with my, yeah.
Is if she won an Emmy. And the Emmy goes to Emmy. No, I mean, come on. That's a good dad joke.
Yeah.
Give me some props.
That was good.
Okay, go on. Who else?
And shout out to Sienna.
Ooh.
And shout out to Sam. And shout out to Shayna. And I think that's all of them.
Did I get it all in there? I didn't.
Yeah.
A little. All right, game on. We gave lots of props, lots of shout outs to a lot of good friends. Running the spectrum, high school and college, right? I mean, what was the high school name that you, what was it called?
Miracosta?
Miracosta High School here in Manhattan Beach. So tell me, why are you even here right now? What's going on?
It's my spring break.
Ooh, that gets a little, okay, what else? You need some, you need dinner tonight because
I do.
Because you did come through, you came through briefly to say hello, and then where'd you go off to?
Yes, so I came back to Los Angeles, and then my friends and I, we went to Palm Springs, and then after Palm Springs, we drove straight to Newport, and then we stayed in Newport, and then now I am back home in Manhattan Beach.
Does home in Manhattan Beach get a, or does it get a?
No, it definitely gets an applause.
All right, that's what I love. Okay, so tell me about Tulane. We have our own little code words sometimes, but Tulane University is home to, or it's in New Orleans. That's its home. And what crazy event occurred before spring break?
Mardi Gras.
Now, what is Mardi Gras all about? Because your dad and your mom have never been to Mardi Gras.
Well, Mardi Gras celebrates a certain holiday.
What is the holiday? Fat Tuesday or something like that? What is that?
It's for Lent.
Oh, it's for Lent.
Yes. So for Tulane students, at least, we celebrate it from that Thursday to a sunrise on a Tuesday.
Okay.
So we have a big celebration, but I know that the rest of New Orleans celebrates for a month. So basically, it was kind of just a big party for those days. Didn't get much school done, but we also didn't have school on Monday or Tuesday, which was very nice.
I love the idea of just is it groovy jazz music that's playing during Mardi Gras, or is it crazy stuff?
Both.
Like in Austin Powers? No, it's
No.
just, okay. So tell me, when I'm there, I do see remnants of what you think is a Mardi Gras. You're walking down the streets. What's that the drag that sort of separates the French Quarter from the rest of New Orleans? The street where the Four Seasons is on at the very end. What's the name of that street?
I don't know.
Okay, you don't know the name of the street, but I feel like there's the Ritz Carlton and the St. Regis and all that stuff, and you'll see every once in a while these floats go by just on a random night. What's the deal with that? Just
there's always things to celebrate, I guess. New Orleans is always celebrating something, so there's always floats, always parades. But for Mardi Gras, I'm gonna be honest, I only went to the parades once. But
that's also because like everybody and their brother comes into town and it's just chaos, right? So
yeah,
you
well,
guys-
also like, well, maybe this isn't the same for a lot of people, but I think for my friend group especially, we stayed more on campus for Mardi Gras, which I am assuming, well, I know a lot of other freshmen were doing because a lot of the fraternities were having big events and stuff. So we didn't really venture into the heart of New Orleans that much, but I know we will maybe in later years.
So when you go into the heart, so Mardi Gras, the center of it all is Bourbon Street, right? And Bourbon Street is just
not necessarily.
No?
Like you can go to Bourbon, but the parades don't like typically, or at least the ones I went to were not on Bourbon. They were on another street, and there's like people who camp out there for like hours waiting for these floats to get good seats, and these like giant floats come by. They all have themes. Like there was a crawfish one. There was like a Declaration of Independence float. There was all these floats, and the people on the floats will throw things from them. So obviously they'll throw beads, but they'll throw like random things like plastic tongs or like shirts or like stuffed animal lobsters, like random things.
So, and then they're throwing them because what? Like just people are screaming, or there's like women topless up at the, like they're up at the balcony or something like that. And they're
all of the above, but there's also a ton of children there. So they'll throw it to the children.
Wait, there's children and there's topless people at the same time?
No, I guess, but yeah, I guess. But the topless people, I think, are pretty respectful around the children.
Oh, they are. They
won't go next to children if they're planning on being topless.
Okay, so like, what have you been on a float before?
No. Oh, it costs a lot of money to be on a float.
What do you
Some
mean?
people pay. This could be really inaccurate. This is just what I heard. I heard that to get on a float, sometimes it costs like upwards of $1,000.
Wow.
Which could be really, really wrong. Also, some of the stuff that I'm saying could really be inaccurate. It's just from my experience.
So wait, so you're going from hearsay, as they say, or there's some rumors about like what it costs. But I wouldn't be shocked if it was like $1,000 just to be on some.
I would not be shocked either. Those floats are also like, they are massive and they are decked out and so detailed.
Oh my God! What about the one we saw when you and I were walking Bourbon Street during the day? I was like, let's just go see Bourbon Street during the day. And you're like, you sure you want to go see Bourbon Street? It was a lot of drunk people with St. Pat.
It was like a St. Patty's Day float, and then an old man fell down.
Yeah, he was drinking a little too much, but
he's okay.
I hope so. We picked him up and brushed off the blood off of his face a little bit, and he went on his merry way and had another cocktail.
Yeah,
I think
he was okay. He was having fun.
The float he was with was pretty crazy. It had like an indoor air conditioned space.
Yeah, but that float was nothing compared to the Mardi Gras ones.
Really?
Yeah.
So are the floats longer, or are they still sort of the same size? They just are more elaborate.
They're longer. They're bigger. They're more elaborate. There's like far more people on them.
And then where they start where? In the Garden District, and they go all the way to the French Quarter?
I do not know.
Okay, so
to get to mine, one of the fraternities was had buses to like.
I'm proud of you for calling it a fraternity and
I
not
knew
a
you were
frat.
going to
Thank
call
you
me on
very
that.
much.
Yeah. So they had like buses. So I was not like in an Uber giving instructions on where to go or anything. So I kind of just arrived at a destination.
And that's what was happening. People were going crazy when you got to the destination. Was it a crazy Mardi Gras fiesta going on?
Yeah, it was cool. A lot of people had been there for a while.
How do people dress when they're at Tulane? They're college kids. They're going to, a Mardi Gras party. How are they dressed? Are they dressed in crazy costumes with masks, or are they dressed scantily?
No. Well, Tulane Mardi Gras, I think the outfits are way different than normal New Orleans Mardi Gras. Like Tulane Mardi Gras, you don't really wear much. And yeah, that's that. But
I mean, you wear a lot, but like the average person doesn't wear much. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I definitely wore a lot.
Good. That's like the crowd cheering.
But the like normal New Orleans, it's a lot of like purple, green, gold colors. A lot of like sparkly tops and stuff. But yeah, Tulane students, I think sometimes we get judged by the New Orleans locals.
Well, and was somebody like, I mean, like GJ or Jackson Strokey?
Oh, shout out GJ. He told me he listens to the podcast.
Does he really? Oh,
he told me.
Oh my God, I love that crowd noise. Ah!
And shout out Jackson. I don't know if he listens, but
Jackson
shout out.
Strokey. And shout out to Hudson Waldorf too.
Shout out to Hudson Waldorf.
So, friend of the show. He's been on the show. Yeah. Actually, he's been sitting in the very chair that you're there. And we talked about duck fromage, which is apparently a very, very big delicacy up in Montreal.
Oh.
Yeah. So, and it doesn't mean cheese from a duck. It means duck with cheese.
Wow.
Okay. So anyway, that was a side note. Oh, and actually, where your brother goes to school, Montreal is Quebecois, which is also French, and New Orleans is Creole, which is also French. And you can't stay off your phone long enough to do a podcast.
I was getting a call. I was getting a call.
Well, who's calling? Wait, pick up the call. Pick it up and let's hear who that is.
Okay.
They should say something on the podcast.
Megan, you're currently on the podcast.
Megan.
Oh my gosh, wait, I'm hanging up then.
No, you can't hang up. You got to stay on. You're on the podcast.
Hi, podcast.
Yes, we're podcasting live. Tell us what you're doing right now.
Oh my gosh, I was just doing homework.
Well, there's 50 countries around the world listening to you right now.
Oh my goodness. Hi everyone. Hope we're guys are having a great Wednesday night.
Do you want to give a shout out to anybody?
Ooh, do I want to give a shout out? Who should I give a shout out to? Shout out KAYLIE Fenton.
Thank you.
Oh, well done.
Okay, goodbye, Megan.
Thanks for joining
I'll call
us.
you later.
It's like quick call, but we'll give her some more crap. There you go. Megan was on. The crowd loves it. All right. So tell me a little bit. Okay. Here's the thing that I think is really interesting is that if I were applying to Tulane and had never been to New Orleans, all I heard was Bourbon Street, right? So then you're going, when I get to Tulane, I'm going to go to Bourbon Street like every day of every minute. I'm going to be there because Bourbon Street is all I've heard about. It's so epic. So when you get there and you go to Bourbon Street for the first time, like what is the opinion of it?
We definitely went to Bourbon a lot more first semester. Now like we'll go for like date parties or something, but Bourbon, well, I guess it's nowhere you want to be if you aren't in the mood to go out. It's not somewhere you want to be if you don't want to be around a lot of people But I think that first semester we were there a lot. It was so new. It was like so shiny and like we're like, whoa, this is amazing. But it's definitely a little sketchy. I think.
And is it just because it attracts people from all over? It's got a little bit of that Las Vegas thing, so it attracts people from all over the country, or maybe even all over the world. And sometimes they're there for. I mean, there's like strip bars and there's crazy. I mean, you can drink 24/7, right? Did the bars ever close?
No,
they don't.
Well, like some of them are open definitely all day, all night. Some of them do close at very, very late hours. But yeah, it's definitely you see a lot. I've seen someone OD. I've been there when there was a shooting, and I didn't even realize there was a shooting because there was so much going on.
Oh, that was right before the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah, I didn't even hear the gunshots because there was just so much going on. But there are a few places that we go on Bourbon that are so much fun and that are definitely more of the Tulane people crowd than like maybe like older people or like New Orleans locals. So when we do go to Bourbon, we try to stay like at those places.
So can you give a couple of the like if there's a person that you're really excited about looking at Tulane that should come there next year, where would you tell them to go if they wanted a taste of Bourbon Street the way you think they should see it in a way that makes them want to go to Tulane? What would the bars be that you would recommend? That one with the person on the swing that swings outside?
Oh, yeah. The Boot and Scootin'. You can ride a bull there. The Boot and Scootin'.
Boot and Scootin'.
You can ride a bull there.
Okay.
But the biggest one I like the best is the beach on Bourbon. Shout out to that. It is so much fun. And typically because a lot of other schools will come to New Orleans for like their formals or whatever. So there's always like a ton of college kids there from different schools. I've run into people from my high school there from different schools. It's a very fun place to be when you're on Bourbon.
And Beach on Bourbon is the one that it has like the bar in the front, but then it's got sort of a tunnel into like a patio that's in the middle of everything.
Yeah, so it's got like a bar in the front, it's got like a patio in the middle, and then it's got like this indoor portion. There's like a stage and more bars in it. It's so fun.
It was really loud. Even when we were walking through there, like to get our beignets, I think it was maybe noon or something. And it was just going off the charts. It was really good. Anyway, there and we came across a couple interesting characters that had interesting things to say to us as we were walking down the street. But I thought that was an interesting time to see Bourbon Street because you really got to see it without the crowds, but it was just as loud and crazy. It just didn't have all the people yet, but you could just imagine. Although it didn't have the smell.
Yeah,
Like,
I kind of think that Bourbon in the daytime is like Disneyland, like we're on a roller coaster on Disneyland and they accidentally turn the lights on. Like it's
oh, like Space Mountain with the lights on. Yeah.
It's so fun. And we just had a date party that was like daytime Bourbon.
What do you call a date party?
A date party?
No. A date party, not a day party, a darty.
Well, yeah, we have those too, but we just had one on Bourbon and during the day and it was a lot of fun. So yeah.
Who was your date?
I'm not gonna talk about this.
Oh, okay. Was it a good date or no? It wasn't very good.
Not gonna talk about this.
Oh, okay. All right. So she had a fun date party with maybe a good date or not a good date. We don't know. It's going to be a mystery that we will learn maybe 5 years from now on Plate and Ponder. Okay. Possibly. So when you do have a date party there, what time does the party start? Like, because everybody sleeps in on was it on a Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. So everybody sleeps in. So what time does the date party start?
It started at like 2 p.m. I think.
Okay, 2 p.m. And then how do you guys get to Bourbon Street? Is there a charter bus or do you take the cable car?
Well, a lot of times for like events like that, we will have buses, but for the specific one, we didn't, so we just Ubered.
Now, have you guys ever taken the cable car from the garden? And is that pretty fun? Is that like a party on wheels or no?
No? Well, it's fun if you have like a lot of time. Like if you are just like, I want to go to Bourbon and like, I don't know, you're
not in a rush. You're like, hey,
well,
we got a couple beers
it's
with
more
us.
for like, I mean, people have done that before, but my friends and I, if we use a cable car, it's like, oh, we want to make a day out of it, so we'll go on the cable car, we'll go get dinner, then maybe we'll go out. It's not really like if you're deciding that night, like, oh, I want to go to Bourbon, we're going to take the cable. Like, no, not really.
Right. You want to get there a little faster. On the cable car, though, do they allow you to bring like cocktails on the cable car? Or are they strict about it? Like, how does that work?
Everything in New Orleans is pretty not strict. Like, we have an open container policy or whatever. So you can carry alcohol like wherever and whenever. At least that's my experience. I mean, I know there's some Ubers that are like, finish your drink before you get in. But that I think is just because they don't want people spilling or something. Right.
So now what are the key? It's an interesting conversation because you know this place really well now after being there for a semester and a half. You have the French Quarter. You go there a couple times. Like it's not a normal hangout, but you guys go every once in a while. Then you have the Garden District. Or what are the bars by campus, right? There's the Boot.
Oh, yeah. There's the Boot. There's, well, I guess F&M's Fumps is like an Uber away, but very fun. There is Palms, which is fun.
Is that the one right next to Boot?
Yeah, that's the one like a block away.
And they're both across the street from the police station.
Yeah, they're both basically on campus and right by the police station.
And then you're a Pi Phi. They're right sort of like a half block away from your sorority house, which is sort of cool.
Yes, which is very fun. And then there is RIP TJ's. TJ's was this place that had a special on Tuesdays, but it closed down.
Wait, why did it close down? What happened?
I think they didn't have a liquor license or something.
Oh, yeah, that will get you every time.
Yeah, it was really sad.
Lack of a liquor license. Okay, then we were lucky enough to be invited to your parent weekend for Pi Phi, and we went to an area of town I had never been to because I've been in New Orleans a lot, and we shot movies down there, and I've been there for events and various other things. But I never went to that part of town where you guys had this party, and it was almost like in this it wasn't a warehouse district, but it was along the dike, along the Mississippi River, right? And it was like these old buildings that had bars in them, right? It was in fact, we were with somebody that looked like Jeffrey Epstein, and there were a bunch of kids that couldn't get into it, and they were yelling, "Hey, don't let Jeffrey Epstein in."
That was Fumps.
That was from. Wait, is that the place that closed down?
No, that's TJ's.
Oh, TJ's.
Yeah, and the other place that is like kind of cool is Chop Yards, that was one of the other events that was going on that weekend.
What was that by Frumps?
Frumps.
What's the part of town that Frumps is in? What's that called?
I don't know.
Is that the Garden? That's not the Garden District, though.
I really don't. I kind of just like arrive at destinations. I don't really.
Okay. Well, it was interesting because across the street is the dike that is supposed to hold back the Mississippi River from flooding everything. And Frumps, quite frankly, looked like it had been flooded before. In fact, I don't even know if it had a rainproof roof on it. Yeah. It was pretty frumpy, if you ask me, but the beer tasted good, and people were having a lot of fun, and people were dancing on tables, and it was sort of mayhem. It was pretty crazy.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was really fun. And then what's that? You know, I met up with you when I was down there for that conference, and we went. It was a warehouse district, right? Are there parties there a lot?
So there will be like events there. So we have like DJs come sometimes, and then they'll like go to some of those like event spaces. I think the one that we were at was the Republic.
The Republic,
think.
yeah. And so that place looks like anyway, the bottom line is if people are listening to this and haven't been to New Orleans, there is so much more to explore there than just Bourbon Street. It's almost, yeah, it's almost like Las Vegas, there's the Strip, but then there's all the other stuff. But quite frankly, New Orleans has history. It's got charm. It's got amazing food and restaurants. It's very authentic. It's been around for hundreds of years. It's got the mighty Mississippi. Yeah. Can you spell Mississippi?
Mississippi.
Well,
you know what about the Mississippi?
What about
Some of the fraternities will do like floats down the Mississippi. I think it's the Mississippi. They'll like basically they'll do it as like one of their date parties or whatever. But the guys will like ask some of the girls, and then they'll all like get in like tubes and float in the river.
Oh, and drink beers and just hang out?
Yeah.
That sounds like you have to shower afterwards. I mean, that Mississippi does not look like the Caribbean or
no, but you have to shower like all the time in New Orleans. It is so humid. Like you're always showering.
Well, it is interesting that outside of your dorm, there is this grassy area and people are out there tanning, right? Because the UVs are pretty good there and the tanning is good in New Orleans.
We tan everywhere, yes.
Yeah, but it does feel like it'd be really hot. Like it's not near an ocean where you can jump in to cool off.
No, but we have a pool that we go to.
Oh, is that the one over by the football stadium that way? Okay, so you can cool off and
there's also like there's this one or two places, but I've only been to one of them. I don't know if the other one exists. But you can it's like basically this restaurant that has a pool and you can go hang out at the pool and then you like order food by the pool.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
All right, so that's Tulane. Like and through all this time, did you go to class at all?
Yes.
Okay, you did. And
my GPA is very good.
I know. I think we're very proud of you. Actually, that's a very, very strong GPA. Well done.
Thank you.
You're taking after your dad. No, not really. Actually, taking after your mom. Your dad did not have a good GPA, but I never let academics interfere with my education. But you need to. You need to have academics be number one. What are you studying at Tulane?
Psychology and real estate.
Are you psychologying me right now? You're going, what is wrong with my dad? Why does he do this podcast? It's so weird. And then, okay, we'll wrap this up. I want to hear did everybody get excited about coming out to Los Angeles for spring break, or did everybody really want to go to like Mexico or Fort Lauderdale or any of that other kind of stuff?
So before Mardi Gras, we were like, oh, we're going to do like the classic Cabo spring break, whatever. And then Mardi Gras happened and that like took years off our life. And we're like, we're not doing that. So we were like,
because you guys get actual days off for Mardi Gras, right?
Yeah. So we were like, we're not gonna do Cabo. We kind of wanted to go home. Lucky for us, the majority of our friend group lives in LA. So we're like, this is awesome. We can hang out while we're all home. And we decided to also go to some of our friends' houses, like I said, in Palm Springs and Newport.
Is everybody that you're hanging out with from Tulane? Other than Emmy's from New York City, but is everybody else from the LA area?
Yeah.
And so then you have some friends in Newport too, right?
No. So, well, one of my friends, Francie, she has a house on Balboa Island, but she lives primarily like by UCLA.
And you know, Dave Gendron, who I was just with, said his daughter was on Balboa Island the last couple of days too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I bet you KAYLIE got together with her.
No, I didn't. But
she's at UW, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. So, we have people from all over LA, but yeah, all LA.
Pretty cool. And then so you guys went Palm Springs, and then was Palm Springs weather good, or was it super hot?
Oh my gosh, it was like 100. But because we're so used to humidity and like when it being like hot, it is like double hot because it is so humid. The dry heat was actually not terrible.
Well, that's cool. I mean, dry heat is a lot easier to tolerate because it allows your sweat to evaporate. It makes you feel a little cooler. But then obviously you left there and you went where? Balboa Island?
Yeah.
And she's got a house actually on Balboa Island, where like by the little Main Street town, or is it over by the ferry or something?
By the town.
It's so beautiful down there.
Yeah.
Was it crazy? Like, was it filled with college kids, high school kids?
No,
what was it?
It was like, it wasn't crazy. I mean, there was definitely like people there for sure. But honestly, it was kind of, I feel like as busy as Manhattan Beach is right now.
You know, it's sort of cool. And I think I got you into it, and I think you watched it, but did you know that the reunion of Laguna Beach is coming? Oh,
yes.
God. We watched
Very excited.
Mom was like, oh, I don't really know. That's like whatever. I was like, let's just watch the trailer. And we watched it. It was so good. Although Jason, who was the bad boy on the show, I don't think he's on the reunion, which is sort of a bummer. But whatever. I think I'm super excited to watch that. I don't have Roku. I guess Mom and I are going to have to get yet another subscription to something.
Wait, you need to put me on the Netflix account because I got kicked off.
You're not allowed to be on the Netflix account. That would be stealing.
If Netflix is listening to this, can you please not kick me off the family account? It said you are no longer in this household, which I'm very much a part of this household.
Well, you need to hang out a little more. You need to spend, I think, at least 30 days a year in this household in order to qualify. Okay. Well, it can't be just when you need a ride to the airport or a ride back home or need a nice dinner or something. All right. Well, you're yawning, which means you're trying to get some extra oxygen so you can go out tonight with your friends. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play some good vibing tunes on the way out and just say, Kaylee, I know I had to pull teeth to get you on the podcast, but I'm really excited you did. So thank you. You are the greatest daughter I ever had, and I'm so blessed by having you in my life. And thank you for spending a few precious moments with me and your mom, who's going to be home sometime soon tonight on your spring break, because I know how valuable that is.
Thank you.
Is there any last thing you want to say? Any last minute lesson for the millions that listen to this?
Nope.
Okay.
I'll probably be on this at some point again.
Yes, we're looking forward to it. Until next time, we are Plate and Ponder Empty Nesting with Jen and Chris Fenton. Shout out to KAYLIE Fenton and her friend Megan for making a special appearance. Until next time, we wish you well. Please follow, download, engage, and review. Bye-bye.